Good evening and welcome to the inaugural episode of the Northern BC Gamer. My name is Darren, and tonight we will be unboxing a Kickstarter from the DSX Machina company. They are a role-playing game and board game publishing company based out of Prince George, British Columbia, run by a man by the name of Chris Diaz. This product was a Kickstarter that he started back in 2020, shortly after the beginning of the plague. And it is a three-setting setting. Yes, you heard that correctly. It is a setting designed around the concept of three separate settings, all somehow linked into one, is my understanding of it. The product came with three setting books, all compatible with Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. It came with a novel written largely in the concept, I believe, to kind of get a good feel for the settings themselves as well as how they're supposed to link together. It's the first of, I believe, a series of three books that Chris has planned. I also picked up through that Kickstarter a copy of a Dungeon Master screen or GM screen for use with their other product, Ultra Modern, along with Affinity. So I'm going to quickly show off the book and the GM screen first. The book is a novel that, I guess, similar to Game of Thrones style. It flips between characters as well as different places in the settings, or through the three different settings, Taurus, Conestoga, and Paradise. It is a 492-page novel, not Chris's first novel. I believe it is his fourth. I might be corrected on that by Chris in the future if I am so lucky to get an interview with him. But the printing looks reasonably small, so it's a good-sized book. 492 pages isn't short. And I am looking forward to reading it. I think I'm going to pull up my PDF copy though, because my eyes are bad and I don't like small printing. So I'll be able to just zoom in on that and read it nicely. But the cover artwork is absolutely beautiful. Looks like three different depictions of the same character, likely from each of the different three settings. And if I'm not mistaken, the art is by Nick Greenwood, who does all of the artwork for all of Chris's projects, I believe, or at least the vast majority of it. The GM screen is another beautiful piece of art that seems to transition between different settings and different styles of things, but it transitions very nicely across the front. The artwork is beautiful by Nick. The inside has some very different things that I wouldn't have expected on the inside of a GM screen, but that can be very useful. Adversary traits, which is kind of nice, saves you looking up things in glossaries and books, or having to figure out which page things are on in rule books. He's got a table for rolling random names, whether it's for people, vehicles, cities, robots, planets, all kinds of different stuff that you can kind of mix together, which I thought was really neat, because coming up with the name is something GMs often have to do at the drop of a hat, and unless you have one of these sitting next to you, your players can tell you're making it up. He also has some of the tables for mecha combat, the rules for which are detailed in Ultra Modern, as well as the Ultramax tables there, which is a different setting for running the Ultra Modern stuff. It's your Ultra Superhero setting where everything's dialed up to 12. And some tables for Starship Combat. Another rule set detailed in Ultra Modern. So, onto the big score. I I backed this project at the luxury edition level. It's the ultra fancy edition, where we get all three of the books. We get a fancy magnetized slipcover case, which unfortunately, due to some mess ups in shipping, is coming in a separate package. But even with some mess ups in shipping, I found Deus Ex Machina was great about keeping in contact with me personally to ensure me what was going on, what the errors were, what they were doing to fix them. So what has been sent to me today is the leather-bound, ribboned, bookmarked edition of Chris's Affinity setting. This includes some beautiful art prints. Again, I believe these are by Nick, signed by Chris, and numbered 12 out of 100. Beautiful artwork. These are the cover arts for the non-luxury editions. So this is what the regular payers got. They got the Conestoga cover. They got the Paradise cover. Boy, I hope I'm centering these nicely. I am. Excellent. And the Taurus cover. And each of these settings is very different from the others. Paradise is your typical fantasy-ish setting with a little bit of technology, as I understand. Conestoga is your super advanced setting. And Taurus seems to be kind of the concept, I guess, is an old rundown world crisscrossed by the ancient remains of technological railroad tracks and the trains that continue to run between them. But the books themselves, Conestoga, beautiful green, got the glossy metallic covering. All the printing and all the imprints in the front are fully embossed. Metal tabs on each of the corners. Some beautiful stylized work on those. Each of the tabs are identical between the books. Hopefully that'll get a little bit of an image of the tabs. But the covers are gorgeous. Beautiful full color work inside. Beautiful monsters in the back. Printing looks nicely sized. Glossy covers on the pages. Beautiful sketch work. Notes in the corner. Designed to look handwritten. The work here is very nice, very pretty. I am definitely looking forward to reading through these. Conestoga looks beautiful. Next, we'll take a quick look at Paradise. Again, it's got the metallic cover, the full embossing, metal tabs on the corners. I should look and find my bookmarks, see where they're hiding. Well, I'll find it when I read through, I'm sure. But again, beautiful pages, nice layouts. Printing is nice. The coloring in the background is, I'm probably looking at it under bad light. It's a little on the dark side, but I also have bad eyes, so. But still, just beautiful. It's nice having color in books. I find when they're just black and white, it makes it that much harder to read. And no matter how beautiful it is and how well laid out, it feels like it's all crunched together. But when you've got the art, the pictures, and the color in it, it is just absolutely beautiful. Makes it easier to read. Taurus, a nice crimsony red with the embossed printing, metallic coloring, and oh, you can hear the crispness as I'm opening it. The looks like power armor suits, weaponry, all kinds of notes, coffee stains from somebody who was obviously reading this tome before we got our hands on it. I love how this looks. I am very much pleased with the purchase, and Definitely impressed with the work. I am looking forward to receiving the next Kickstarter from DEM that I backed, which was their Amethyst, their latest Amethyst book. With that, I will also be getting the fancy leather covers and the full set of books from them. I believe it's up to 3 now, with 1 or 2 more books still to come in the future. But this was our unboxing for Deus Ex Machina's Affinity setting. Beautiful work, absolutely gorgeous books, gorgeous artwork. Everything looks beautiful. Packing was nice. Everything was received in immaculate condition. So hopefully in the future I'll be able to get Chris on to do an interview about the product. Now that it's no longer being hinted, he can, maybe go into a little bit more detail and discuss it and really put a little word in for his next project as well, the next couple. I know he has another project coming after Amethyst. He'll be kickstarting a reprint and some adventures and settings for his Ultra Modern 5. Thank you all for watching. Give a like and subscribe below if you're interested in this kind of content. I will be discussing role-playing games that I play, and tabletop games, as well as any other topics that are of interest to me or my viewers. Hope you folks have a good evening. This has been the Northern BC Gamer.